postgraduate teacher in the Department of Physics. Today in my presentation, I will be presenting about the use of teaching learning material in classroom. So these are the objectives which I am going to discuss in my presentation. So next slide please. So everyone present over here has a fond memory of our school life. So whenever we talk about our school, especially of our classroom, we can still imagine or we can still see our classroom in our mind. There is a blackboard, a chalk, duster, or charts related to different subjects hanging on the walls, a globe being kept at a teacher's table, a flower vase, and many more. So these all are teaching learning materials, even though we didn't realize at that time. So teaching learning materials are essential tools that aid the teaching learning process by making lessons more interactive, engaging, and effective. These aids are used in the classroom to make classroom learning more real, more fun, and practical. The primary purpose of using TLM is to bridge the theoretical knowledge with the practical applications and to make learning more accessible and comprehensive. TLM helps in bringing freshness in the classroom as it relieves our students from anxiety, fear, and boredom. This material may be a textbook, a digital media, or any real-life objects. So next slide, please. These tools are designed to involve the students, promote interaction, promote faster learning, and better comprehension. Students tend to get more involved in learning if teaching aids are implemented in the curriculum. As there is a saying, we remember 20% of what we see. Here, we remember 30% of what we see. We remember 50% of what we see and hear, but we remember 90% of what we say and do. So next slide. Here we discuss the importance of using TLMs. So TLMs are used to enhance the learning of students in classroom. Firstly, it motivates the learners. Capturing attention is the first step of learning, and with the help of TLM, we can capture the attention of our students. Once the students are motivated to interact or to see the TLM, they are curious to know the new ideas or new knowledge which is going to be taught in the classroom. It also helps in retention of information. The more the number of sensory organs used in interacting with the TLM, the longer will be the retention of information. It also facilitates holistic development of child. So learning objectives to be achieved in classroom are in all domains, that is cognitive, affective, or psychomotors. So in order to receive all these domains, we have to use varied teaching technologies and varied teaching experiences so that students get engaged in them. It also helps in organizing in our classroom. It facilitates change in attitude among the learners. With the help of TLM, we can create a positive attitude towards learning. It also helps to connect the theoretical knowledge with the practical applications. It makes the learning fun because in a traditional method of teaching, that is chalk and talk, students get bored by it because it becomes monotonous and teacher-centric. But if we use different TLMs, it will be affected by the students and we can break the monotony. And if students are really willing to explore new things always. Next slide, please, sir. So, since we have time limitation, I won't go details about the categorization of the teaching learning materials. As we know, in basic sense, in our application of sense organs, it is classified into three forms: visual, audio, and audiovisual. But I won't go into details of it, so please skip the slide. Skip this. Also, I skip video. I will skip video. I never skip. Now, as a teacher, I always try to make learning engaging, meaningful, and activity-based with the help of TLM. I generally use low-cost and locally available material. I creatively use some unused bulb, or which is already thrown away, or a balloons, or wires. Since I am from physics background, I will be giving an example which is related to physics. So, suppose when I am teaching class 12, in the first chapter itself, we have static electricity. So, when you give the definition directly by lecture method about what is static electricity, student may not be able to connect with the topic. But instead of that, if I just take a balloon filled with air, and if I start rubbing the balloon with my dry hair or the woolen clothes which I am wearing, and if I take that balloon and place it near some bits of paper, then we will see the paper will be attracted to the balloon. So students will be more engaged by seeing these activities. They will eager to know what ma'am is going to teach us today. So with these activities, we can teach them the transfer of electrons, how opposite charge get attracted, etc. This is a simple demonstration I used to give them regularly in my class. And even I use ICT tools. We have smart classroom, a smart board, a smart TV we have in different classes. I generally used to take first year science, physics, and second year. So while teaching them, I used to show regularly animated videos. Because in our physics, the concept is really very hard to understand, just by definition. But instead of just staying by definition, if I show an animated video, the concept becomes more clear to them. Suppose when I am introducing about atoms, if I just say atoms are spherical in shape, it has a nucleus and electron revolving around it, student will not get the better picture of it. Instead of that, if I use an animated video and let them see how an atom looks, how it is, how electrons are revolving around the atom continuously, the student can get better connected to it. And even we talk about optical fibers. Now we are using 5G, 4G, so it is because of the optical fiber. So when I am teaching optical fiber, I just tell them that optical fiber use the method of total internal reflection. Then student will become scared of it. What is that? What is total internal reflection? Instead of that, I just show them the video that how it works, what is total internal reflection, or how it is used on optical fiber. Then they will be getting more interested about it. Next, I engage my student in making TLMs. I allow them to make their own chart, their own models, their own flickers with groups, so that they will be connected more to the topic and they will be get better understanding of the topic. Since my subject is practical related, I love teaching by doing experiment and activity based. Instead of direct giving the definition, I show them simple demonstration before introducing them to the theory. For example, if I am teaching about refraction, when I say the definition that the bending of light rays when light travels from one transparent medium to another medium is called refraction. They will not able to get the better concept. Instead of that, if I use a beaker or a glass, transparent glass, half filled with water, and if I dip my pad in the water, we can clearly see the bending of light rays. So with this, we can give a basic concept of reflection to our students. And it's our privilege. In our school, we have a lab called Atal Tinkering Lab. And I greatly take the advantage of that because in that lab, we have lots of resources, especially related to physics. We have electronics items over there, we have sensors, we have electricity item or magnetism. I often take my students to their lab and show them the items. I let them to connect, I let them to touch what that means, and I let them to build a model. Or I have even sent many of the students to guide also for presentations or deposit presentation. So I have a small clip. So next slide, please. Next. Okay, so we play. Next slide, please. The use of TLM in my classroom has brought positive changes both in teaching learning process. Student becomes more active, curious, and interested in lesson. The use of TLM encourages hands-on practicals, which helps students connect with the theoretical knowledge with the real-life situations. Students who were passive before now became active. They start asking questions. They show enthusiasm during activities. Moreover, students retain concept for longer time as they learners learn through observation and experimentation rather than through rote memorization. TLM made learning more effective and interactive. It is true, but we teachers often face lots of challenges while using TLMs. Firstly, lack of resources and materials. The schools, especially ours which are in rural areas, they often face lack of materials, ICT equipment, so teachers cannot make or get access to TLMs for every lessons. And time limitations is also a great hindrance. Teachers often have tight schedules, and especially physics, my subject, the syllabus is too long. So we have very little time to demonstrate each and every topic because demonstration and experimentation often takes longer time than traditional learning. Next is inadequate training. Some teachers, most of us really, are not properly trained to develop or use TLM properly or effectively. So without proper guidance, material may not align with the learning objective and may fail to engage children or students meaningfully. And the greatest challenge which I am facing every day is our large size class. In our school, we have large number of students. In HS first year science, we have 188 students, and in HS first year, second year science, we have 140 students. So in that overcrowded classroom, sometimes it really becomes difficult for all students to see, to handle, or to interact with the TLM. So it reduces the effectiveness of the use of TLM or hands-on learning. Next is the maintenance and durability. Physical TLMs, especially models and charts, they get damaged easily. So it should be repaired or it should be maintained regularly. But due to lack of funds or due to lack of storage capacity, it could not be done properly. The next is lack of financial support. In school, for TLM making the budget may not be allocated in sufficient way. So we feel or we face problem due to that also. Next is technical barriers. Since I generally use smart TVs or I go to ATL frequently, there we record current and internet facilities. So in our places there is a frequent power cut, so we face problem due to that too. And lastly, students' distraction and misuse. Sometimes students misuse the TLMs. They used to play with it. They misuse. They don't handle it properly. So maybe it also creates some problem by using it. So I'd like to conclude my presentation. The use of TLM plays a vital role in making the teaching process effectively interactive and student-centered. The effective use of TLM enhances the quality of education, bridge the gap between theory and practice, and help achieve overall goal of holistic learning for every student. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.